Refreshes our mind and makes clear our feelings about someone. Yeah. So it's very interesting, right? You hardly even need me here. You just have the wisdom already there in the group. And you guys are so disciplined, right? Putting your hands up and then standing and speaking. That's great. It's not like my education system where we just shout out from the classroom. Maybe I wasn't the best behaved student. So the aspect of connecting with ourselves is really, all our lives, we are trained, and our culture, our society also does push us that way, that do, busy, right? And rather than a human being, we become like a human doing. Yeah. But what about the being part? Just being. And the reason we move away from being is we disconnect from ourselves. And that's how we can develop emotional unintelligence. Because the basis of that intelligence is my connection to myself, my listening to myself, my knowing my feelings. Have you ever had the experience where something happened, a bit of a situation was there, and it's the next day or that night that you realize how you felt about it? Yeah, it's a nuisance, right, as well, because if I had known sooner, I could have responded better. But internally, I'm not connected to my feelings, I'm not clear. And then what can happen is that we sometimes also make poor decisions based on that, right? I'm not quite sure how I'm feeling, I just react. Yeah? I do something which is emotionally unintelligent. And then what happens? Does that type of response help the situation? Never, right? It makes it more challenging for us. And it's the lack of connection to myself that gets me into that situation. Because I'm not really clear about my own feelings, or it takes me a long time to rediscover it again, to reconnect with myself. And then I'm like, that's what was going on with me. That's why I couldn't work out. Whereas meditation is that practice that actually my doing stops, yeah, and I'm just left with myself. There's no one else to kind of disturb or distract. I'm with myself, and so actually naturally there's a communication that develops inside with myself. That if we're only constantly busy and doing, that can get broken. So by sitting and being, it starts to re-establish that relationship. Do any of you like having friends? No, gosh. It's really bad in engineering college. No one likes to have friends. So what's the basis of those friendships? Trust? Yeah. Before trust, is there something else? Like, what do you invest in a relationship? Time. If you have a relationship with yourself, do you invest time in it? That's the thing. And so sometimes that means the relationship becomes a sad friendship, right? I have good friendships with others, but my friendship with myself has become sad because I'm depriving myself of quality time. Yeah. And so then the disconnection happens inside because I don't ever spend time with myself, because I don't consider myself to be a person that needs to have time spent with them. Meditation is just the practice of spending time with myself. Some people might do it through exercise. Some people might do it through going for a quiet walk in nature. Those are all things which actually help us redevelop that emotional connection with ourselves. Whereas Rajyog meditation adds a bit more on top of that. Rather than just being quiet and at peace, there's also a very clear understanding about what consciousness is. Because consciousness, does anyone know what it's like not to have consciousness? Any of you? Even if we take consciousness out from you, then you become unconscious, so you don't know what it's like, right? Because you are unconscious. It's fundamental to being human, to be conscious. And meditation is about tuning in and understanding what consciousness actually is through my own experience. Consciousness is the basis of that connection to myself. It's the basis of my emotional quotient. So it's a big thing of identity, who I am, my emotional intelligence. So what I want to do is that we have a little bit of meditation now, Can you all do it? Is anyone who can't meditate? That's good. No one. You all can meditate, right? Because you've all got a mind and it creates thoughts. That's the only basis for you to be able to meditate successfully. But to try and make it easier for you, I will speak some words as like suggested flow of thoughts. Really follow those thoughts to try and take you into this experience, to try and help you reconnect with yourselves and make you feel a certain way. Yeah? Because our mind is the basis upon which we create feelings inside. The things we think about bring up our feelings. If I think about something sad that happened 10 years ago, 20 years ago, someone died, something horrible happened, it can affect my feelings, right? It's my thinking about that affects my feelings. What if I think about peace? What if I think about happiness? What if I think about love? That can also start to affect my feelings. The thing is, we find it hard to focus and stabilize our mind because we may not practice meditation regularly. Regular practice means that I get better at it. Yeah. So then when you go into the 4th year class, you understand what they're talking about because you've been doing it regularly. You're practicing. So that's our meditation music. It's a bit jarring, but you'll get the hang of it. So Sahil's going to play some nice, gentle background music. And I'll speak just some thoughts for about 5 minutes. First, just trying to relax ourselves physically. Because it's amazing. Yeah, please do. Just adjust yourself so you feel totally comfortable. I'll also take a seat. Nothing beats practical experience, right? Rather than just me talking about it, we can actually get down and have a shot and see how it goes. Generally, the first thing with meditation is we find that in our physical body, we can carry tension and pressure. Our stresses actually will reflect on how we are physically, the way we can hold our body. Our thoughts impact our body. So we're going to start by relaxing ourselves, and you can have your eyes open or closed. Generally, we do teach open-eyed meditation, but I think for the purpose here today, you do what you feel most comfortable with. So I'm aware of how I'm sitting in the chair. I'm aware of my breath. And I start to take deeper and deeper breaths in. As I breathe in, I imagine that I'm breathing in relaxation and peace. In my mind's eye, I imagine that it's like I'm breathing in light energy. That light fills into my lungs and brings deeper relaxation. And when I exhale, I visualize that I'm breathing out darkness, and that symbolizes every deep breath brings so much relaxation and peace. And now I'm going to scan through my body and take my attention down to my feet. imagine that it's like there's a switch and I can turn off all the muscles and energy in my feet and they become weightless. I bring my attention up to the lower legs, the knees, and I turn them off. They completely relax. My upper legs, I let them go, relax. I bring my attention up to the pelvis, the lower back. I turn it off. All the energy drains out. Bringing my awareness to the stomach. I relax all the muscles in the stomach and diaphragm. Just gentle. My arms also relax. I bring my awareness to my chest and shoulders, and I feel them melt, go completely soft. Any tension that I'm holding is just draining out. I bring my attention to the neck, the muscles of the face. I feel my face and neck go soft. It's like my whole body has become really light, really relaxed. Just with the power of my own thoughts, I have made my own body become so soft and relaxed. Now I can use the power of my mind to also create deeper relaxation inside. In my inner self, my inner world. I imagine that I can see a tiny star of light energy. I'm just visualizing that in my mind's eye. And I imagine that that star is made of peace. Peace is intangible. So I'm just visualizing, imagining that peace is the form of a star. And picturing that tiny star in the eye of my mind. I imagine as if that tiny star is shining peaceful light energy. The star is made of peace and it shines peace. And it's as if I'm able to absorb that peace through my mind. The more I see it, that tiny star, my mind enjoys this feeling, this connection to peace. I feel like my original nature is deeply peaceful. Like something in my soul loves this peace. And I keep visualizing this tiny star of peaceful energy shining into my mind's eye. My mind Again, I reconnect with my breath. Breathing in very gently and deeply. Breathing in the energy from this tiny star of peace. This peace is filling my whole physical body, coming into my lungs and spreading peace down to the tips of my toes. My whole being is relaxed and in deep peace. Now bringing my attention back to my physical senses. I'm aware of how I'm sitting in my chair. I can hear the music playing. And in my own time, I'm going to open my eyes and start to connect back with the root. Om Shanti. So I was hoping earlier if a couple of people would be happy to put their hand up to share how they felt. Anyone? Yeah, please. Peaceful. Yeah. Felt really happy. Nice. Yeah. Anyone else? Relaxing. Relaxed and energetic.
Depression.
Huh?
Depression.
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 No pressure. Sorry, that's my hearing. No pressure. No pressure. It sounds like depression, right? No pressure. They'll never let me back again. There was someone else who put their hand up. Ah, sorry, yeah. Stress free. Correct. Yeah. Calm and relaxing. So imagine, right, how powerful is your mind? What did you use? Was there any external force that was making you change how you felt inside? It's just your thoughts. Your mind is that powerful that it can make your body feel without stress, relaxed, feeling happiness inside, feeling peace inside. How lucky we are that each of us has got a mind that can affect how we feel. But also, how careful do we need to be? Yeah. Because that same mind that can make me feel so peaceful, what else can it do? Has anyone experienced being a little bit tortured by their own mind? A little bit? Yeah. Means if you haven't, you don't even need to be here, right? The mind can be our best friend, but the mind can also be our enemy. Yeah. It depends on what it's thinking about. So it's so important that we make our mind our best friend, because it's more important even than our career, it's more important than our house, it's more important than family. Actually, if I can't make my mind my best friend and it becomes my enemy, then it'll be very hard in my family, right? This is why meditation and emotional quotient are so connected, because if I can manage my own feelings through creating my thoughts, I can also manage my relationships really well. Have you ever noticed that feelings transfer between people? So how I'm feeling is going to influence and affect how other people feel. So if I'm feeling peaceful, what will I influence on others? Peace, right? So how important is it for the help that I want to give to others, the service to the community, my workplace, if I feel peaceful? Automatically I'm helping people by feeling peaceful. And have you noticed that there's some people in our community who aren't feeling peaceful? There are, right? There's people who are in deep stress. So they need you. They need your peace. When they're upset, they need that your peace is so strong that they can't change your peace into their upsetness. Have you ever experienced if someone really is angry with you, it's like it starts to boil you? They're angry, but it's coming on you, so you start to feel all that anger. It's radiating, isn't it? The vibes. Peace radiates in the same way, but we need to make our peace stronger than anyone else's anger. That is our emotional intelligence and our spiritual intelligence. That no one else can disturb or take away my peace, my internal happiness. And then I can be such a positive force in my own life, but in the lives of others as well. Because they come upset and I'm able to help them calm down. How good is that, right? As engineers, you're probably going to have clients who get pretty stressed out sometimes because building projects, construction projects, any projects can be pretty stressful, outcome driven, deliverables, meeting targets. As those deadlines approach, it can create pressure. Give that type of more developed support to their students. So it's really awesome. I'm curious, did you guys have anything you want to ask me? Because I'm also just, it's nice to have a little bit of Q&A in case there's particular things that you were curious about the topic. You're welcome to put a hand up and just ask anything. I've got pretty good lungs as well. That was a head scratch. Cool.
Well, how many of you understood the session? Just raise the hand. Okay, all of you.
Good, well, thank you.
That's great. So, anybody has any question? Or else I'll just ask one or two questions. Right. Either you should ask or I'll ask. Anybody? Okay, brother told us about the importance of intelligence quotient. I think many of us know that's why you are sitting here. You got admission in this reputed institution. What about emotional quotient? What brother told? Can anyone summarize in 1 minute? Emotional quotient or the importance of emotional quotient in your life. All of you have understood, I guess all of you can answer, right? Sure.
Because of a stressful life, sometimes ignore our feelings, and so it is very important to be with ourselves, focus on ourselves to overcome this stressful and stress like tension to life like something. So we mostly all the time we ignore ourselves, ignore our feelings, and because of that, it also affects the people around us. Because our feelings vibrate and radiates and also affects the peaceful nature or whatever they are feeling, other people around us, it also affects them.
Good summary. Anyone else, or should I share a bit more, Sushil?
Sorry.
Anyone else, or should I share a bit more? How are we tracking?
Yes. Anybody else wanna share what is the spiritual quotient or it's important in our life? Any one of you? All of them have understood the session, so all of them can answer. Anyone?
We have a hand.
Sure. Mic is not working, you can just talk loud.
We can we can help ourselves to be in a state of peace and happiness and calm ourselves whenever it is necessary.
Nice. And spiritual quotient, we actually didn't really cover it yet, because it's still to come.
Oh,
Sorry. No, it's good. And IQ and EQ, and then we had SQ, which is spiritual quotient. And I won't ask you what you think that is, I'll just introduce. It's to do with identity, the intelligence about understanding ourselves, who we are as consciousness. Because what we're often taught growing up and taught in our media-driven society, told through advertising especially, is that who we are is just a bunch of external things. You are your property, what you own, that's your identity. You are your family. You are your social and economic status. Yeah, you are the roles that you have. You're a lawyer. We even introduce people as these things, right? You're a judge, you're an engineer. You're not, are you? Is that who you are? You weren't before, and there'll be a time when you're no longer that, so it's not true. Are any of your family members immortal? They live forever? Does anyone have family members who don't die? Physically, the body? No. So the family also is a temporary identity. Social status? Anyone see that cryptocurrency crash the other week? That multi-billionaire who became poor overnight, within a week? So the status went from here to there. Very short time. So also temporary identity, right? So what's the intelligence that we're learning from this? What can we stabilize as a more permanent identity? Because if I attach who I think I am to all these temporary things, how will I feel when they're gone? I'll feel a loss, sorrow, pain. But is the loss, sorrow, and pain because that thing's gone, or because I stuck my heart on that thing? It's me not identifying who I really am as a conscious being, as a living being. I've just identified with my external form and the labels that society gave me. And they're all temporary, right? They're all changeable. Whereas consciousness, who I am inside, it's going to be there over time. You know, each of you used to be just like that big, didn't you? You were only that big. And it's the same you. Yet your body was like tiny. And now it's become so big. But it's the same you, isn't it? Or did someone jump in between and it's a different person? It's not. So what is it inside that gives that sense of continuity across your identity? That's what meditation is about. That's what spiritual intelligence is about. You have to find that. If you find that, then you build spiritual intelligence. If you stay ignorant of that, then as your temporary identities change, you'll have a lot of hard times in your life. It's not actually that life's given you a hard time, it's just that you are spiritually unintelligent. Yeah. The intelligence is you know it's going to happen in advance, so do something about it. You have the power to do something because it's your own thoughts, it's your own journey to explore it. And it's in your hands, there's nothing to stop you. Because you can do it privately in your room, you can do it on the toilet in the morning, you can do it anywhere. It can have really serious consequences. We see in the media all the time people who have everything, they look like they're so successful. And yet they're depressed. Yet they're in and out of drug rehabilitation. Yet some suicide. So what's that about? You know, the external things can't be the only thing that we place value on. It can't be the only thing we give time to. Because that's when these problems develop in society. And so we're trying to address that imbalance, to have that spiritual intelligence, because we know it can happen in advance, right? You're here, you know in advance, I'm telling you in advance. This is the caution we need to have for our life, to develop that intelligence, so that we don't get into those situations. They're actually avoidable and preventable. You know, what is intelligence? Is to know things in advance and take precautions so that we avoid and prevent certain things from happening. But it really revolves around my identity, understanding who I am. Each of us is a unique and very special individual. There's not one person in this room who isn't really, really valuable. Really valuable. All of you can contribute so much to the community, to your own life, to people close to you. But we need to also have the dignity of our value as well. And spiritual intelligence is also about finding my own value, my own dignity. Because if it's just the external things, I won't really feel lasting dignity because those things are also temporary. Society might give it and remove it, and then I'll go up and down. But inside, I really have a sense of value for myself. You know, all of us are like one human family. We're all children of one divine being. We're all part of one community. We're all intrinsically valuable beings. Doesn't matter our race, our religion, our culture, gender. All of those are also external, right? But our value is inside. And so I really encourage you to explore emotional quotient and spiritual quotient in your life, because it's really, really important. It can really bring so much value for each of you. And the more you invest, the more you get out of it. It's the best bank. Other banks at the moment, they just take your money, right? Unfortunately, globally, there's issues. But this bank, the more you invest time in yourself, in your spiritual quotient, you get so much back from that. Because you get that understanding, you get that development within yourself. You know, and then you'll be your second year, third year, fourth year, means it's higher studies internally to develop that, moving on that journey, that path. And it will help you and other people so much. So yeah, that will be my conclusion. Reference, maybe we go hands raised, just some more words. And hands raised, a bit more meditation. Okay, that's pretty clear. Fantastic. So we have some more of the Shields background music. I guess there's no more chairs for you, 4 guys at the door. There's a couple of chairs by me. Otherwise, I have to meditate standing up. Right? You can come and sit with you.
Yes, as we don't have a space there, all of you can sit on stage. Yeah, it's not wrong. Any, sir, you can sit on chair. And I think you are a student. You can sit here. Have a seat, please have a seat. You can demonstrate all of them how to do it.
We'll do close by, don't worry.
Yeah. So nobody will be like watching you.
So again, just taking myself into the awareness of how I'm sitting, positioning myself so that I feel comfortable. I don't want my attention to go to discomfort in my body. I want my attention to be internal, my mind's eye. And when you're ready, you can close your eyes. That way the people at the front also won't feel uncomfortable. Finding my internal silence. As a conscious being, I'm endowed with spiritual intelligence. I have the intelligence to use my own mind and thoughts to create positive feelings, positive energy for myself and for others. Again, I connect with my breath and anchor myself in deep, peaceful breaths. I breathe in more and more deeply. And just my breath makes me feel relaxed. And I want to use this time to contemplate, to reflect on who I am internally. The person who was once a child, the person who aspires towards a positive character, who values trust, honesty, love, and friendship. But I want to base all these qualities on my inner identity, my intrinsic values. I'm not all the temporary things of the world outside. I am a being who can generate an energy of peace, an energy of happiness with the power of my thoughts. And I want to use my thoughts to uplift myself and to uplift uplift others. I'm just going to hold the word peace in my mind's eye and think about whatever may happen in my life. I know I can always return to this internal peace. My deep nature, my original nature is Shanti, peace. Om Shanti. I bring my attention back to the room. When I'm ready, open my eyes.
So I think all the students have enjoyed the session. So we'll do some felicitation because they have came here from Australian speaker, and from our side we should give something to him. We have here one auspicious plant that is called as Tulsi, and I like to give that as a gift to you and all your team members. So I request Dr. Professor to please felicitate the today's speaker, John Brother. Please, all the members of this Akansha.
Sister Akansha is surrender sister. Thank you. The next Bhagyashri sister from Chinswar. Brother Swapnil. And myself Sushil.
On behalf of our PCCR Bhavan and first year engineering department, I first congratulate to you all students in the very first starting beginning of your degree journey with this meditation program. I must thank Mr. Dang also with his busy schedule. He come here and give us some inspiration regarding how the meditation is important in your life. And meditation is not just for the sake of the carrying out the program, but if you have practice in your day-to-day life, and definitely it will help you a very lot during your degree program also, for concentrating in the study also, and throughout your journey of the life. It is very much helpful. So I must thank to all the team of DAM, and I congratulate first year department also to arrange such a nice, wonderful program for you. Thank you very much.
respected listeners, I request you to come on stage to receive godly gift from Sister Akanksha. So I think you all of you have understood this, the importance of IQ, EQ as well as SQ. And I hope all of you will start finding ways to increase your SQ, and by doing so, automatically you will increase your EQ and all other questions in your life. All the best. Thank you very much.
Thanks to all students because your college starts at 9:30, but you still came here at 9 o'clock before us. So very big thanks to you. Along with that, very much thank to Dr. Tiwari sir, the principal. With only one word, he accepted.